All right. We are recording. Hi guys, what is up? This is Cupcakes and Protein Shakes. I am your host, Savana Sharp, and we have a very special episode today. I have my first ever special guest on. She's the Bikini Queen. She is the owner of Angel Competition Bikinis. You might have heard of them. They graced lots of big stages, everywhere from Olympia to pretty much every NPC stage that you can imagine. So this is Karah Jones. So introduce yourself. Hi, how are you? Welcome to the show.
Hi, Savannah. I'm so excited and honored to be your first guest. I listened to all of your episodes and I am obsessed with it. So I'm very honored to be on Cupcakes and Protein Shakes because I am a sweets fan. So I love the name of your podcast and everything. So thank you so much for having me on.
Yes, no problem. Like, thank you so much for coming on here. It's really awkward getting a podcast started and reaching out to people that you know that are just willing. So thank you so much for being here. And I will put all of your websites and handles in the description box of the episodes. So you can find all of those below. So I do want to start off because we're here for cupcakes and protein shakes. So first off, what is your favorite cupcake?
Okay, so I'm not really a cupcake fan. I'm super weird. I love sweets, but I'm very picky with them. So I love cheesecake. So if there's a cheesecake flavored cupcake or just a cheesecake in cupcake form, I guess that would have to be it.
Oh, you're killing me. I'm not, I don't know. I love cupcakes. I love every flavor. I love cheesecake right now. I mean, deep into prep, anything and everything sounds good, but I can agree with that. What about protein shakes? Do you have like a special brand? Do you have like a favorite protein flavor that you use?
So I don't really have any favorite brands, but I love anything cookies and cream flavored or peanut butter flavored.
Oh, yes, definitely. I'm a peanut butter fan. That is one of my all-time favorite protein shakes. So
Yeah,
I
what's your
do.
favorite brand?
Steel Fit and then Cutler Nutrition are my top two right now. Um,
Okay,
I
awesome.
I like to mix their chocolate flavor and their peanut butter and kind of make a Reese's cup protein shake. I like that, and then they have the cinnamon toast crunch cereal, which is just it tastes like childhood cereal milk, and I love that flavor.
Yeah, I think I saw the story and I was wanting to try it.
It's really, really, really good. So I want to talk about just competition history because I do have a lot of listeners that are bikini competitors, and I think they would be interested to hear your personal journey. So when did you get into competing, and maybe how did you even hear about like the bodybuilding world? Was it just like how did that happen for you to get into this industry?
So after I graduated college in 2013, I kind of wanted another goal to set for myself. You know, graduated, kind of was working and didn't really have any like big goals set. So, like I'm sure a lot of the listeners, I was on Instagram and I saw a lot of those bikini competitors, and I was like, that is so cool. Like to work so hard and so disciplined for something. So I decided to do my first show in 2013, and then I was obsessed and addicted with it. I'm sure a lot of people can relate. And then I went on to compete again in 2014 and just fell and everything. And that's kind of when the business started evolving and the ideas for the business started growing. You know, after I competed on my first show, the one thing that was missing was I didn't love my suit and I knew how to sew and everything. So the first show I did, you know, I ordered a suit kind of from what was known as one of the best companies to order from. And it was awful. Like, I'm not going to
Do you
say
know
the
who that
company it
company? Okay,
was.
I was about to say, oh, I want to know who they are. Okay.
So I don't want to say who it is, and they're still around,
Yeah.
but they haven't. They're not as big as they were when I ordered from them, because I think like quality and customer service speaks for itself, and you know people talk. So um, it just was not custom made for. I mean, you're tall, aren't you? You're 5'8".
Yeah, I'm like 5'8" on a good day.
Yeah, I'm 5'8", and I feel like being 5'8", like you're kind of taller than the standard. So like it
Yeah.
was like really low in the front. And like when I look back on photos, it's like, oh, like I feel like my like I'm nothing's hanging out, but I'm like don't feel confident in how
Yeah.
low it's just a lot of
Because
things going
that,
on.
I mean, that was the trend, like the low cut jean style, you know, and we didn't really do high waisted bikinis, I don't think yet, maybe.
Yeah. No, not in 2013.
No. So I think that was kind of like how it was like sitting on your hips. We didn't know better, but
Yeah.
for the suits too, I'm super interested on was it just like an off the rack kind of thing? Or was it an actual competition suit?
It was an actual competition suit, but it's kind of funny, like the connectors, I still have the suit and the connectors that were on it, they looked in a photo like the connectors, like normal bikini connectors, but it was basically plastic dipped in like a silver coating. So like it wasn't even metal. Like the picture looked great. Okay, the picture looked great. So I can't be at fault for ordering it, I
Yeah.
guess. But it was just awful quality when I got it.
Oh my God. I'm so sorry that you had to deal with that. So how, like, who was your first coach? Like, how was your first prep going? Were you like into sports before? Were you active?
So I was a group fitness instructor. I taught turbo kick and some other like body pump. So I was really into fitness and the group fitness realm, but it wasn't until I made the decision to compete that I started getting into weightlifting. And there's something about, setting PRs in the gym with weightlifting and thinking, oh, I can't do one more rep. And then you do it. That really just lit me on fire and it really motivated me. And a lot of that transferred over to building a business. When you're in the gym and you're setting a new PR and you think there's no way I can do one more rep. And then you do it. It's kind of like building a business. There's no way I can make that next step. Well, yes, you can. Like it's mental training to me is what I love about bodybuilding more than anything. I think it just translates into so many different aspects of life. Sorry, I kind of went off on a tangent
No,
there, but
that's what we do here. We go on tangents. And you
yeah.
know how I think that mindset is something that's so powerful that I found through the sport. And I really truly believe that everyone should at least try competing once or maybe try to go into like a really extreme transformation just to see what's possible. Because your mind is crazy what it can do once you set a goal and you actually start to work towards it. I do want to get into the business side of it because it's you guys started this small company and you've grown it. It's huge now. You guys are, I would consider you like the top brand in this industry. To be honest, like I know you guys by name. I don't know a lot of other suits that are seeing, like I don't see so many athletes. I'm like, huh, that's an Angel suit. That's an Angel suit. And I can look on stages and be like, yep, I want that suit. I want that suit. And they're all from you. So how are you able to just balance your personal life and running a business? Because that can be a hard balance.
So when in the first couple years, the creation of the business, there was no balance. It was 100% dedication, discipline, because I was still working a 40-hour a week job. I was doing competition prep and building the business. And I was fully aware that I had no balance in my life, but I accepted it. And I think that's something that, some of the like self-help gurus and, people like try to, talk about balance, personal and work life. Well, that's not always the case. Sometimes you have to sacrifice balance to build great things. And I think that's important. If you're trying to go for your pro card, you can't, well, I mean, it's very hard to go for your pro card and be balanced. I'm sure you can relate to that.
Yeah.
If you're trying for your pro card right now and you're not thinking, oh, I need to make sure I'm balanced in my life, like you're giving everything you've got for
Not
that
at
pro
all.
card. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
So
you have to, like right now, there is no balance. I go to the gym and I eat, and then my other lives are just happening. It's like competing right now is just such a center. And I bet for your business as well, it has to be like the center life force because you obviously have a lot of passion for it. And so that's what's gonna, that drives, I feel like I find balance when I'm passionate about something. Balance for me is kind of having unbalance, I guess, in a way just
yeah.
because if that makes sense, I'm kind of,
Yeah, and you're probably so happy right now. And like balance isn't everything. I think being happy and living in the moment, like you're so focused on your prep, you're just so present in that. And I think that's way more important than any type of balance. And, I say that, and I'm kind of like, I'm very lucky. When I was building my business, I didn't, and I still don't have kids, but I didn't have a dog. I wasn't married. So I was at a very selfish point in my life to where I could give every single moment to the business, which is what it needed in that first couple of years. I think building any business or doing anything great, you need to be pretty selfish in the initial growing phases. And that doesn't mean you're mean or like you don't give people the time of day. Like I still like kept close with my family. Like I didn't just drop everything, obviously, but realize that being selfish is fine at some points in your life.
So how does your husband feel about you running this business? And yeah, so was he with you guys? Were you guys together when you started the business as non-husband and wife? Like, were you guys dating when you started the business?
So we started dating, let's see, about a year after I started the business, not even that long. And we were so small, and I had actually like just quit my job 4 months before we started dating. And it was kind of like, he was like, so you quit your job to start a business, and we hadn't made any money yet. So like, I mean, props to him for like, kind of like we like started dating this girl who, had big dreams. I was putting all of my money and really was like, probably like 30,000, probably getting too much in debt, but 30,000 in debt from like putting everything into the business. And he started dating me and was accepting, because I think he saw like how passionate I was about this. And like, given I had just quit a phenomenal job, like I had a job at KU Med Center that was great. So it's kind of interesting thinking back to when we first started dating in 2014, but now we're happily married and have 3 dogs. So it all worked
Nice.
out.
So tell me about your career before this. You said you worked at the KU Med Center. What were you doing?
Yeah. So my degree is a Bachelor of Science in Respiratory Care. So I was a respiratory therapist working with ventilator patients,
Oh, wow.
giving medicine and changing like ventilator settings, and also, working with asthma patients, any patients in the hospital with lung issues. It's respiratory therapy is kind of like a specialized nurse in lung care.
Oh, wow. That's a very, very stressful, high stress, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, it is what you make of it, I guess. But it was kind of like, it's such a difference running a business. I read a lot of business books, and I've had a lot of mentors help me along the way, because it's just not anything like science. And I think that's good motivation if you're out there thinking, well, I have a degree in this and I want to do something completely different. You can literally do anything in this world. And I know we're all told that as kids, but it's really true. Like I heard it as a kid, but I always, thought I was destined to do like just like a regular 9 to 5 job. But that's not, you can do anything. It doesn't matter where you are, like, or what you learn, what your past is. You can move forward and accomplish anything.
I love that because I keep hearing these little universe is telling me to quit my job, and it's on the back of my mind all the time. And I want to pursue fitness full time for some career, but I'm not exactly sure where. I thought about being an online fitness coach. I've thought about doing posing. It just hasn't came to me yet. So it's always in the back of my mind. And I have this business degree. I'm like, I need to start a business. And so I think it's good to hear that you've done it, you've seen success, and that you are like, it sounds like you're very happy doing what you love every day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I will say that I did work for a year full time, and I knew I'm working to make the money to fund my business. So like there was that, and I quit at the right time to where I was kind of close with how much I quit on faith that the business was going to survive, because if it didn't, I would have been out a lot of money, which would have been fine. It would have been a good learning experience. But I think props to you. You're doing it right, hustling, making money to kind of fund your fitness business, because
Yeah.
one thing, businesses do take money to start. Like you have
Yes.
to invest in um, just there's a lot of fees and things that go along with it, and living, because you probably won't make money for the first year or so. I mean, it just depends on the business, but props to you for having that thought. And yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna happen once, and I can't wait for the day to announce it. But right now, I need the benefits, and
Yeah.
my job pays pretty well, so I'm happy doing my hobby on the side until it becomes more of a career, and hopefully that pro card will be there in my future, and that might help. But we'll get there.
I
We'll
see
get
it,
there.
Savannah. I see your pro card. I mean, it's like not a factor of like if, it's like when, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like for you, like if, because you're competing in 4 weeks at North Americans.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. I mean, it might happen there, it might not, but I feel like it's in the universe for
I
you.
do
Like
too. I'm
you,
like,
especially when you look at your progress from last year to this year, it's just crazy.
yeah, I worked hard this year. Corona was hard. And
Yeah.
Corona was hard for me as an athlete. I can't imagine how it was for a business. What kind of impact did you guys see because of Corona?
So this was a big mental growth year for me.
Yeah.
um, but looking back, because I mean, I know it's not over, but I'm very, I don't know if I want to use the word grateful for the hard struggles we went through, but it kind of made me realize, it was the scariest time as a business owner, I will say, in the 7 years that we've been in business, because when you are just going along, everything is going great in your business. And then about March 15th, sales went to nothing. It was just all of a sudden.
Oh my
And
God,
then
I
we didn't
can't
see any
imagine.
sales again until probably until, I mean, we saw a little bit until June. But luckily, we did not have to lay off any employees, and we were able to keep going with marketing, and just we held strong. And I'm props to the ACBikinis team. There's 14 of us, and they all stayed positive through it and kept doing what they could. It was a good pause for us to kind of look at different things we could work on. We have some exciting things for Angel Beachwear in 2021 that are in the works right now, which was a good opportunity that we could really pause and work on that. But it was scary. I definitely had some nights where I just sat down and cried,
I mean,
but it was good growing.
I did too. I was sad and I was scared. I remember going to the grocery store and I was going for ice cream and pizza with my boyfriend for our date night cheat meal. And we're just going, it's March, whatever. You go to the grocery store like usual. And I felt like I had stepped inside a zombie apocalypse movie. And we were like the lead characters going in the grocery store. I saw people with carts loaded full, running around the store, going for chicken and toilet paper and all this stuff. And we go
Yeah.
down the aisles and we're getting our ice cream and stuff. We didn't have a cart. We're just here for one thing. And I was like, let's just go see. I've heard that there's people are running out of toilet paper. And I kid you not, it was the first time I felt panic and anxiety and like an unsafe feeling. I looked down the
Mm-hmm.
aisle and I saw no toilet paper and I was like, oh my God, how much toilet paper do we have? We need to go on our shopping trip, get the chicken. We need to go right now. And now it felt so weird. And then shows started to get canceled. Then, school started to get canceled. Work started to get canceled. Everything's just shutting down. Restaurants. I'm like, they're not gonna cancel shows. That's so far away. And then they did. They started canceling, everything shut down. And I was prepping and they just were like, yeah, no, it's not happening anymore. And that kind of just like, as an athlete, you're like, so you mean I've been dieting for no reason? It,
Yeah. Oh, that must have been so hard.
it wasn't that bad because I was still pretty far out. And so the next show, it only pushed me back like a few weeks, but still I'm like,
Yeah.
I cried when I saw on Instagram. I was staying up to date on Instagram. In the back of your head, you're like, it's probably gonna get canceled. And I'm sure with like the fashion show, you're like thinking maybe we need to plan a backup. Maybe it's not gonna happen. My show the entire time, I was thinking I need to have a backup plan in case it gets canceled. Saw the Instagram post, it's canceled, and immediately cried. Went got it. Was like, you need. I told my boyfriend, So you need to give me tonight. We're going to the grocery store. I need cookies and wine now.
Cookies and wine now. I love it.
And we went, I got my box of cookies. I got a bottle of wine. I got a little tipsy because I hadn't drank in a few months, and I had a cookie and I had a cry. And the next day I went outside, which I had never done before, did a home workout with the 5-pound dumbbells that I had never used that were in my house. And that's what happened. So I do want you to
love that story though.
Yeah. Oh, that was a fun time, but we made it through. I can't believe we did. As far as the fashion show goes, so that I was so upset that it was going to be canceled because I wanted to walk in it. It was going to be so much fun, and it was far enough out. We were thinking like, oh, maybe it'll be fine by then. When did you guys start to get worried that the fashion show that you've been planning all year and for pretty much like the last year too, that was going to get canceled?
So I was very optimistic in March and April, and I was like, there is no way by July 18th this will all be over. And then in May, I was still optimistic, but then like towards like mid-May, it kind of hit me that it wasn't like I needed to stop being optimistic because it wasn't about me being positive about it. It was about the safety of the community and the models. And then I kind of had a mindset shift because I think I was a little bit in denial. And then I had a mindset and I was like, we can't have this show go on. There's 130 models that all want to hug each other. And so we made the decision, and luckily I'm so grateful that the models were so supportive over it, because that wasn't really the case I saw on social media with shows getting canceled. So I was very scared to like click enter when I like made like the post informing everyone. I had a little cry moment, but then I'm getting emotional just thinking about it. The way that everyone like reached out to me and was like, I'm sure that was a hard decision, but we support you. It made everything okay. Realizing we're all in this together. And that's one thing that, I know it's kind of part of me thinks coronavirus has almost split the world into like us versus them. But then there's another group of people that is like, we are all one, we're all in this together. And I feel like that energy and positivity from the models in the Angel Fashion Show, and I changed the name on our Facebook group to Angel Fashion Show Family, because I was like, we're a family now, like we're all together. But I do think the 2021 show, it's definitely going to be, it'll be a very intimate experience, and it's going to have a special place in my heart, being that we all kind of went through this together.
I mean, it will be like iconic because, it's waited for not 1 year, it's like a whole year of waiting for this show. So it'll just make it that everyone's going to be that much more excited. There's going to be way more hype. It's going to give you more time to make it better than it had originally planned. And it'll probably like be better than it would have been this year. But that's just what I think.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because we have a whole nother year to plan, and we work hard and we don't stop working. So we've been planning it and making everything, just kind of finalizing all the scenes. And we will have about 20 open spots for the 2021 show of girls that couldn't do it in 2021 on the date. So those applications will be out soon. Small plug. If you're listening,
that's exciting.
You do have an opportunity. So stay in touch with our Instagram. We'll be posting about it probably September, October-ish.
Nice. That's super exciting.
Or July 17th, 2021.
2021. Book it. Be there.
Yeah.
We're going to all be there, and we'll be very safe. Do you think they're going to have like the mask regulations then?
July 17th of next summer.
I don't know.
I don't think so. And I was kind of talking with some people on my team. If we, like, worst case scenario, if we do need to postpone it another year, we could. But,
yeah. I mean, I just wonder how safe it's going to be, or how strict rules are, and if sports are going to be performing again. 'Cause I have no idea.
Yeah. No one knows.
Yeah, no one knows.
So
we'll do our best.
We're just taking it day by day and live in the present moment, enjoy life, and
And then let's kind of dive into just some advice, because I think it's important that you are a woman that's running a business as well. So what advice can you give for any young women out there that are maybe wanting to start a business?
So one thing I ran into starting my business is people like to almost poke fun at you for going for your dreams. And it's very annoying. I don't know why the world does this. And I think it's more done more for toward women because female business owners aren't as popular as male business owners. So the more people poke fun or tell you can't do it or tell you that's a dumb decision, use that as fuel for the fire because you can do it. There are so many females out there, women that have built amazing businesses. So just have, blinders on, focused for the future. So whatever you need to do to stay motivated, because you won't wake up every day motivated. But if you can set yourself little habits, like I would wake up and listen to a motivational video on YouTube and sometimes just have that on repeat of people telling me you can do it, like Will Smith video, just Google like YouTube motivation videos. It's great. It's almost addicting. And they just hear that over and over and over again of shoot for your dreams. One of the favorite quotes that I liked from all those motivational videos was about how the graveyard is the richest place on earth because there's so many great ideas that have died. And I was like, that's interesting to think about because so many people have great ideas. They're just scared to execute them. And then Arnold Schwarzenegger's Ignore the Naysayers. That is a great, his six rules for success. That is one of my favorite like motivational speeches of all time.
Yes, I love all of those. I love watching motivational videos just like while I'm doing laundry, while I'm just hanging around the house. And then I just get so motivated. Like if I'm doing laundry, but I'm listening to a motivational video, I'm like, I'm gonna crush this laundry right now. Or,
Yeah.
it just helps like when you're driving in the car because some days you really have to find motivation. It does, you don't wake up and you're just like, today's an amazing day. I feel great. Some days you really have to find it. And it can be
Yeah.
hard. It can be extremely hard. What for you do you think has been the hardest part about running a business?
Um, that is a hard question. Well, for me, just not knowing
Right.
anything about business or accounting. So learning accounting for me was a huge struggle. But it was one thing that I'm so glad that I actually took the time to learn accounting, to learn the books, learn how to do it all myself. Even though I had some mentors that said you need to hire a bookkeeper, that was one thing that I was like, no, I want to learn this. I want to understand how the numbers work. And I feel like that decision that, I ignored that advice of not hiring or of hiring a bookkeeper really helped. And so that's probably been one of the hardest parts. Um, it's been a journey. It's been a roller coaster, probably just dealing with the roller coaster of running a business. One day you're on a high, the next day you're on a low. It's very similar to competition prep.
It
One day
sounds
you
just
look in the
like
mirror,
it.
yeah, where you're like, oh, I'm looking great, I'm feeling awesome. And the next day you're like, why do I look, it's very similar.
Yeah. And then, well, we talked about the hardest part, but what's the most rewarding part of your job?
Seeing the girls on stage and hearing journeys of like setting the goal to get to stage and being a part of so many female athletes journey, it just warms my heart. And as kind of selfish as it sounds, I love like going on Facebook and reading the reviews people leave. They almost sound fake to me. Someone in my company was like, these reviews are so good it sounds like they're fake. And I was like, it does kind of sound like they're fake, but we we love. It's so rewarding for us to, send text messages of your suit being created and keeping our customers in the loop because, we kind of imagine you're on the stair stepper, you haven't had the calories you need, you're really digging down into those low body fat numbers, and then you get a video update of your suit being sewn. If we can know that we can help you on your journey that way and then give you that confidence that your suit is going to like excel your confidence on stage, that that's one of the most rewarding parts, is knowing the part we play in the confidence.
Okay, I like that. I like that a lot. Especially for new competitors. I remember when I first started competing, I had no idea how to order a suit. I didn't know where to get one. I was like, I don't know how to trust a company. I heard that they were super expensive. I just didn't want to order some company, spend 500, 600 bucks on a suit and it not be right, not fit me right, or them just rip me off and never see the suit again. So I remember going to your guys' website and like the updates, and you had all these like FAQs, you had like videos, you had all of the cuts and connectors and sizes, and it just made it so user friendly, especially for a new competitor. That's why I'm so lucky I found you, and you guys happen to be like 45 minutes away from where I live, which is just even better. So I really think that for a new competitor, how much information that you're giving them, because it's, as a newbie competitor, everything is new and you're scared and you're nervous and you don't know what's happening the entire time. So I think that you guys really thinking about the competitor, like really put your business ahead. But for being a competitor yourself, and for, as far as suits, what advice can you give to a new competitor for selecting their suit?
So that's a really great question. I would schedule a consultation with us if you are a
Oh,
first time competitor. We offer Zoom, phone call, or email consultation. And that's the best way to where we can really talk. And even like if you do a Zoom consultation, we can see your body and recommend sizes for you. If that kind of is intimidating to you, which we understand, we have some quizzes online about bottom cut, and just playing around online on our website and looking at all the different options is never a bad idea as well. But I really highly recommend scheduling a consultation. And that's something that's new for us. And, we started this in 2019, and we really streamlined and perfected the consultation process in 2020. And I don't know if, Savannah, when you first ordered your suit, we didn't even offer consultations. So even if you've
no.
ordered 6 suits from us, don't feel like you can't have a consultation. Definitely
Okay.
still schedule a consultation just to make sure there's not a better fit for you, or if there's like one teeny tiny issue with your suit. If you're like, well, I would kind of like my boobs to sit a little bit closer together, what do you recommend? Like we've worked with the Olympians who are very, I don't want to say picky, but they need exactly
Yes.
the perfect look on stage, because
Yeah.
they're on the Olympia stage. So if
Yeah.
you have one minor thing that you want to look different, we've worked with so many people. We can really make any dream you have in your head to envision, we can make it for you.
Oh, I love that. I'm gonna do that. I never even thought about getting
Yeah.
consultation because I'm like, I don't need that.
Okay.
I
You
know.
should totally schedule one.
Yeah, I like that. And then let's see, as far as competing, do you ever see yourself stepping on the stage again?
Yes, I do. I have not actually stepped on the stage, a competition stage, since 2015. It's been so long.
Ooh.
But I've stepped on the fashion show stage in 2018 and 19. And that has kind of like scratched the itch for me, which is like, you know, I probably will compete again. I'm thinking 2022,
Okay.
but who knows? I really love bodybuilding, and I will never stop bodybuilding and lifting weights. And I love being on the Angel Fashion Show stage. So that has kind of fulfilled my need for now, but I definitely love competition at the same time. So I will compete again in the future.
So in the gym, like what are your personal goals? Because if you're not trying to get stage lean, do you have like a certain goal weight or certain PRs that you try to do?
Yeah, I am trying to hit 10 pull-ups by the end of the year, and I want to be able to squat body weight by 10, because my squat is not super high right now. So I'm trying to grow my legs and just feel confident, I guess, and build more overall muscle. But specifically, I love pull-ups. That's my favorite.
Yeah, I at the beginning of this year I can do like one or two, and my goal was to be able to get myself up there for 10, and I did it. I
Yeah.
did it, and
Oh, awesome.
it's really hard, and I die at the 10th one, but I can do it.
Yeah.
And then let's see what else we have. So I think we're going to just do some fun random ones as far as time travel. So I love this question. So if you could travel back in time and tell yourself some advice before starting your business, what would you tell yourself?
Okay. There's a lot of things I would tell myself.
If
Just to keep
you,
learning from the mistakes, because you never stop making mistakes. You really don't. Like, I think when I started the business, I thought, okay, I've made so many mistakes this year. Next year is going to be better. I'm not going to make any mistakes. But you just make different mistakes. Like, you never stop making
yes,
mistakes. You really
yes.
don't. So learning to not beat yourself up over mistakes and learn from them, but don't make the same mistake twice. And then start meditating right now, because that will really help you in life. Just being present, because I think all too often, as humans, we evolve to like either live in the past or live in the future. Be present, meditate, take care of yourself in that mental space sense.
Okay, I love that. And so I'm terrible at stress management. What do you do to manage your stress?
Yoga.
Yoga? Yes?
Yoga and meditation. It just completely gets me out of my head and into my body. And it's kind of the same thing with, going on a good, having a good lift. You completely get out of your head and you're in your body and you're in your highest self. So that has been a really big game changer for me, especially developing a meditation practice. And then having it translate to everyday life. So, if I'm getting stressed at work by maybe probably something with accounting or something like that, taking like a minute of just deep breathing and being able to go to that space in my head of my highest self is really great for my own stress management. And then I also have 3 dogs, which is very helpful.
What are your dog's names?
I have Penny, Brody, and Luna.
And what kinds are they?
So I have a German Shepherd mix that he was a rescue. So he's definitely my guard dog. And then I have a standard golden doodle that's 80 pounds, that's Penny. And then I have an ultra micro golden doodle, Luna, who's 10 pounds.
Oh my goodness. I love pups. I think they're amazing.
Yeah, because you have 2 dogs. You have Blue and
Yeah, they're sitting like right next to me chewing bones. Yeah, I have a lab husky named Blue and then a black lab named Bud, and they're children. They are real life children, and they're little toddlers. And
they are.
I swear they know what I'm saying, and they talk back to me, and they give me attitude face. And if I don't pay attention to him, he comes under my chair and eats a bone when I told him
Yeah,
not to come in here. But
I know. I don't know what I would do.
they're the biggest supporters, and they're always happy to see you. And so I think pets are really special. So as far as role models or inspirations, we kind of touched on this a little bit, but who is your role model if you have one?
I kind of talked about Arnold Schwarzenegger. I just read his autobiography actually, and it's very inspiring to me that, he grew up in Austria. Bodybuilding wasn't really a big thing over there, and he thought, I'm going to do it, and then I'm going to be a movie star, and then I'm going to be a politician. Like, it just goes to show you really can do anything. Like, I think he's a great role model. Um, when I started my business, I really loved Shailene Johnson. She's like a fitness self-help person, and for anyone that knows her, it's going to be like, oh my gosh, I love Shailene too. She's just really great about a growth mindset. And yeah, and my mom and my mother-in-law are also both great role models, and so I have a lot of people that I surround myself with that just lift me up. And I think that's one important thing to do, is make sure you're surrounding yourself with people that are role models, because you're going to start acting like them. So make sure that those you surround yourself with role models.
Like that too. I mean, so for when you look at your entire life, everything up until this point, what is the most important thing and lesson that you have learned in life?
Ooh, what's the most important lesson? I love the idea of, that we are all one as humans living together in this. And as much as the world will try to push us into divisive us versus them mentality, we need to kind of come together as a world and realize that there is no them, and it's all, you know, we're all one, we're all on this together on this one earth. And I know that's kind of preaching higher than where I think this podcast is maybe wants to go, but just the idea of I'm kind of into, like, I loved your podcast on the woo woo one about your
manifesting.
Yeah, manifesting. I love that idea of, you know, like energy, and if we could all have this like energy of community and working together for things versus trying to, you know, separate and like build tribes over here, and, you know, kind of how we evolved building tribes. You know, we need to drop that. It's not us against everyone else anymore. Like, so that's kind of an important lesson I've been learning.
Oh, I love these so much. Like, this is right up my alley. I think of like the energy that you put out is what you get back in the world. And when you're vibrating at a certain frequency, it's kind of off-putting to others that don't vibrate at that same frequency. Because it's uncommon to be happy, especially in
Yes.
today's age. To be passionate is to be it's atypical to be passionate in what you do and to find happiness and routine and things like getting up early and grinding. And, you know, why do you spend so much time on this and that? Just certain people just can't relate to it because they haven't found their thing yet, I think.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
So
I love that.
it's hard for me to be unhappy because like life's too short for that. Like, no one has time to be unhappy. Like, you could, but like, what if tomorrow the apocalypse happens or another pandemic, and suddenly
Yeah.
you have all these dreams of I coulda, shoulda, woulda, but didn't, and you didn't.
Yeah.
So I just really hope that if you're listening out there, that you're out here and you have something that you want to do, and you're going to go out there and you're going to be motivated to do it. Because one of my biggest life lessons is I don't think there's any rules to life. It's something that I've learned personally. There's no rules. There's just things that we have in place. There's certain laws and stuff, but there's no rules that says you have to be a certain way or act a certain way or dress a certain way or do something or whatever it is. You can literally do whatever you want. You could seriously do anything at any time, change your whole life, move across the country, do whatever you want, and no one's going to do anything about it. Your life's not going to immediately end. No one's going to arrest you. No one's going to, like, it's just, you can do whatever. So I think
Yeah.
me and you are on the same page on that one.
Yeah, like I like to think of the idea, you know, if you think like 300 years in the future, they're
Yes.
going to look back on how we're living now, and everything we're doing is wrong.
Yes.
So why does it even matter? You should just follow your advice. There's no rules for life. Do what makes you happy. I love that. No rules.
Yes, no rules. Yeah, thinking about in the future like that makes you really wonder. You're like, why am I stressed out? Like, there's only one guarantee is we're all gonna die, and it's bad to say.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. We're living on borrowed time. No one's got time to be unhappy out here.
Yeah.
Let's kind of get back on track and let's see, what else do I have to ask you? There's a couple of good ones that I want. So as far as 2021, I know you guys have do you have any changes that you are expecting the bikini division to go through? Because I think we're kind of in a little bit of an evolution period because wellness just came out and we're trying to figure out how that affects bikini. But we really haven't seen a lot of wellness because Corona happened, and we really haven't seen how that's affected the bikini division because, there's not been a lot of shows. So how do you think
Yeah.
that the bikini division, maybe 2021, 2020, is going to change?
I do think that the wellness division will affect what they're looking for in bikini because, you know, wellness, from what I've seen so far, those that have won the overall have very, very dominant quads. And I know that was always kind of frowned upon in bikini, but I think it's going to even go more so, and even
Yeah.
maybe a little bit less glutes and more balance overall. Like, I mean, I think that's where bikini's going. We are kind of thinking that the suits might evolve to look on the bikini stage more like wellness, maybe without connectors, and to be worn a little bit higher on the hips, similar to how the wellness is. That's just kind of an ACBikinis thought. We think it's going to evolve that way. So be on the lookout for that in 2021. We might start like seeing people order wellness suits and wear them on the bikini stage because they do fit a lot. I will say the metal connectors, those were already in style when we started the business. So we just followed along and did those, you know, the 925 silver metal connectors, which do not have any stretch at all. So you are losing, even though the fabric is so stretchy, you're losing a lot of stretch with those metal connectors. And do you like the feel of the metal digging into your sides? You know, I wish that the connectors would go out of style personally, just because I think it would be more comfortable for the athletes, and the fit would be, you know, we could guarantee a perfect fit, like 100%. Sometimes on the bottoms with the amount of connectors on it, you can't, if you have a drastic weight change, it won't, you will need to get it altered. We do a good job at, you know, kind of leaving the alteration tabs, but maybe the industry will evolve to not have connectors. We'll see.
Oh, I love that. What I want is well, this is my kind of idea of what I think. Do you think there should be a difference in bikini from the amateur division to the pro division?
Oh, like the style?
Yes.
Well, there kind of is, like with the bottom, with the coverage.
Yes.
Just in
Okay.
coverage sense, because the micro cut, we don't recommend on the amateur stage. Some
Okay.
girls do wear it, but we do not recommend that. And we do recommend it for all of our pro athletes, and the majority of them wear that. But were you asking more drastic than that?
Oh yeah, I'm talking drastic. I feel like there should be maybe a little bit more separation from like the amateur stage to like the Olympia stage in suit, because I feel like the Olympia pro level stage should be an extra wow factor, and maybe the suits are even more crystal, kind of like I think it's called the WBFF. You know how
Oh yeah.
they have like all sorts of patterns and designs and stuff like that, and they're just like sparkly everywhere. I think that could be really fun to see. I don't know, I'm just guessing.
Yeah, we have been trying to push more designs on the bikini stage since we've started, and we've made a little bit of progress. So when we started, no one was wearing any type of multicolored crystal patterns. And in 2018, our Angel Pro multicolor was our top selling suit. And now we're pushing it farther with our Crystal Radiance, which is not only different color crystals, but it's different sizes as well. So maybe we'll start seeing more designs and maybe some added embellishments, typical to WBFF. I love that idea. The more creative things that I can do, the more I get excited. So I would love to see more elaborate designs.
Yeah, and I think like the shoes too. Like I want my shoes to match my bikini so bad. Like,
Ooh,
you know,
I love that. So, okay, what happens if you show up at North Americans with shoes that are like cobalt blue? Like, would they not let you wear those?
I really don't know. I think if you did step on stage, I feel like I don't know if you could get disqualified. I feel like the judges would be like, your shoes were such a distraction from your physique, blah, blah, blah. Because you know how they always say that
Yeah,
stuff. But I'm like,
yeah.
no, it looks amazing. It matched the suit. I just think that would be like an extra little something, something. Because you can have a
Yeah,
fully studded heel. Who's to say it can't be colored or matching your suit? It's supposed to be clear plastic, which is part of the judging criteria. But what if that changed?
I would love that. I would love, especially in the bikini division where it is more about your overall, I mean, they're all about the overall stage presence, but bikini is the division that has the most, I guess, relaxed sense of, you know, posing. And it is more about your performance on
Yeah,
stage. And I would love to see all of that,
yeah.
colored heels and all that fun stuff.
Those are my goals. And I wish they let us pick our own music to pose to.
Oh, yeah.
That is one thing I'm like, I don't want to hear some terrible old school song that it just doesn't go,
Yeah.
or sometimes they're too slow. You know, like it sounds, I'm like, who picked this song? I want to hear
Yeah.
some nice, like confident, fun music, but those are just some ideas that I have for the division. So anyone in the
Yeah.
division listening, those are our amazing ideas. So let's get those going.
Yeah. We should get those going.
So outside of your business, what are you looking forward to in 2021?
So I am supposed to go to Costa Rica in January. I'm going to climb some mountains, do some yoga. I might take a surfing lesson. So hopefully that's happening. I'm actually, this isn't in 2021, but it's next Monday. I am going to dinner with my husband in Colorado, and that's something we try to do every year. That's another like thing that motivates me in the gym is to be in shape enough to climb mountains because I absolutely love being outside and going to the top of a mountain. I'm going to apply to climb Mount Whitney. I tried to climb this year, but you have to get approved. It's kind of a lottery. It's the tallest mountain in the continental US. So hopefully I'll summit Mount Whitney in 2021. Mount Kilimanjaro is on my list, but that's quite an adventure. So I'm, other than the business, things I love to do is just be adventurous and summit mountains and be on top of the world.
Okay, cool. I have no vacation plans. I want my job is very it's hard to take time off. I haven't had a day off since last September. So I don't really not I
Oh,
don't
wow.
yeah, I never take time off unless I'm competing, and I try to turn my shows into mini vacations. So for Pittsburgh, I'll
Yeah.
be actually there for a week. It's not a beach, or it's not.
Oh, I love that.
I don't really know what's there, but I like exploring and just kind of trying new things and just. So I'm going to be there for a week, and my aunt is going, so we're going to just kind of explore the city for a little while, and hopefully there'll be more shows to in 2021.
Yeah.
So let's end on a fun one. So I think we are getting close to time. So as far as, let's see, if you won the lottery, what are you going to spend on and why?
Okay, so I'm kind of laughing at my answer to this.
I know.
um, so I have a special place in my heart for wanting to help with childhood obesity because I feel like it's an issue that just is kind of not talked about enough in our world. And it's one of those things that if we can start using more preventative medicine to help educate kids, especially women, just because I'm all about like instilling confidence in girls at a young age. So I would probably contact Michelle Obama and just kind of finish with her and put a lot of money towards that. And because she's made some great strides in that. And then I would obviously invest in ACBikinis and Angel Beachwear. And then I would we really want to take the Angel Fashion Show to different cities because it is really about empowering women, giving confidence to women all over the world. And I would love to take that to different cities. And then I would rescue all the dogs that I
I
can.
love that. Just a question. Would you guys ever, I don't know, like, I don't know how this is, if this is the right term, but like sponsor a show, not sponsor, but like have your own show, like host a show.
Like as in a competition, not the Angel
Yeah.
Fashion Show.
Yeah.
Um, there's a lot that goes into that with politics that we've tried to, we've kind of like asked about that, but there's a lot of requirements you have to do. And I don't, we've sponsored a lot of shows and I think that's as far as we go. We love being in complete control over the Angel Fashion Show. So I think that's, and we like that it's different than a competition because I think a lot of competitors, if you're in a year off season, the Angel Fashion Show stage is perfect for you. So we like giving that up. And there's only one Angel Fashion Show stage. There's nothing really like it. So I think it would kind of take away from the fashion show if we did. But maybe in the future, anything's a possibility. And I would never say never, I guess. I'm very open-minded to any opportunity. So maybe down the line.
Okay, cool. So that is probably, we're getting close to time, but I just wanted to give you an opportunity just for any announcements that are coming for your business or how they can find you on social media or any additional plugs that you want the listeners to hear.
Okay, so August 18th, this is the first time I'm telling anyone this.
Oh goodness. Okay. That's so exciting.
We haven't announced it, but August 18th is the 100th year anniversary of women being able to vote. So we are doing a big suit drop and a sale more details to come, but it's 2 weeks from today, I think, is August 18th. And so we want to make a big deal about that because as females, it's a female owned and operated business. We sell only to females. So we want to congrats, we made it. It's been 100 years since we were able to vote. So we're going to have a big sale and big suit drop on that. And use the code Savana, Savana is an Angel ambassador. So use her support code. That's SAVANA at checkout. And that's about all we have going on right now. We have some photo shoots planned for the fall, some exciting ones with the Olympians. We're not going to go to the Olympia this year, just we're trying to lay low with, who knows, but we won't be there physically, but we'll be cheering for our girls from afar.
Oh, that's so exciting. Well, I just wanted to say thank you. You have the luxury of being Cupcakes and Protein Shakes first ever interviewed guest, many more to come. I would love to have you back anytime that you want to chat. Come on down to Cupcakes and Protein Shakes. It was a pleasure to get to speak with you. I think that you have an amazing mindset, that you're super successful, and I can tell that you're passionate about what you do. And the customers that are listening love your brand. They're giving you raving reviews. And you guys have been such a big part of my journey. The suit makes the whole entire, show day. Really, it does. So it starts with you, and you get to affect so many women on a daily basis. So thank you for all of your hard work. I know that running a business is a very thankless job, but I wanted to thank you from all of the competitors who've worn your suits. And just thanks for coming on. I am going to end up the podcast right here. So that was Cupcakes and Protein Shakes. I do host new episodes every single Wednesday at 8 a.m. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and we drop podcasts about mindset motivation. I am going to be doing different interviews. So if you want to come on the podcast, just DM me. You can follow me on Instagram at Savana Sharp Fitness. And I have a YouTube channel. You can also subscribe there. I got weekly vlogs. If you want to find Karah, we have Angel Competition Bikinis on Instagram and also ACBikini Twins. And then you can just find their website as well as Angel Competition Bikinis. I think it's .com. Is that right?
.com, yeah. Yeah, okay. You can also do ACBikinis.com.
Okay, yeah, you can find all of their suits there. Go get your competition suits and beachwear. They have posing suits. They have everything that you need for competition. Check them out. And thank you so much. We're going to end the show there. So I'm going to close it out right now. Hold on.